because we have got to develop a bigger sense of community. And in terms of shaking the apple tree and building community, you can build your own economy. During this recession, there are certain neighborhoods that I watched. Those neighborhoods grew and thrived, while other neighborhoods were falling down, but they all had a sense of community, and the money circulated in the community. Right now, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, especially if you run your own business. There's so many things. Your sales are up, sales are down. As an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to shake the apple tree. When a business is brand new, their sales are off the charts. Why? They're brand new. They do any and everything that they can to bring attention to the new business. That's why they have sales. When I started the resale store off Lawrenceville Highway, the sales chart was just like this. But the thing is, it was in the summer. Then summers at some point became kind of slow. And really it wasn't that summers were slow. I stopped doing the things that made us successful. And that's what a lot of people are doing. You have to consistently shake that apple tree. What is shaking the apple tree? I don't care what type of business you run, you need to have a distribution list of people that like your products coming to your store. Whatever you're doing, you need to collect the data. Because essentially, to shake the apple tree, you have to build the apple tree or grow the apple tree. But for this example, we're going to build, because we're all about building our own economies. So you got to build it. And it's not going to be easy. I'm the only one that will tell you that you probably have to bust your ass for a year or two before you see really great results. Because most people will tell you that, and then it's like, oh, they're going to become disenchanted, disenfranchised, and not going to do it, and they're not going to be interested. But see, I have more faith in you than that, because these are very hard times. The poverty rate is highest there's ever been since the 70s. And there are more people now. So there's a lot of poor people out there because these are dire times. People can deal with reality now. A few years ago, you had to sell people a fantasy. But I think right now that folks understand that realness is what's going to work and the bullshit needs to walk. So the deal is, you need to start now. You need to start building that apple tree. Whatever you're doing, whether it's storage auctions or you're making cupcakes, you need to work on it, because earlier in the year, when I was looking at the market and I was just looking at all the things that were going on, I was just like, man, we are heading for some very dire times, and we already have two classes of people. Either you have it or you don't. That's it. There is no middle class. No, either you have it or you don't. And there's a different group of halves. There's the people have a job, have a house, have money in the bank. Then there's another group of people don't have nothing. If one paycheck's missing or they don't work enough hours, it's a catastrophe. You have so many people who are literally living on the edge of life. And they're scared and they don't know what to do. And this is what's prompted this Occupy Wall Street movement, because there's a lot of folks who are finally understanding something that minorities, immigrants, and the working poor have known for decades. The reality is, shit's hard when you're not the chosen child. This is something that worked for a very long time. You go to school, you get a degree, you enter the workforce, and even if you weren't working in the field that you study, it was generally an okay to decent income. Well, fast forward to 2011, that doesn't work. There are attorneys out there who can't find jobs. 2011 graduating class is the largest class of attorneys to not be working in the field of law. Law firms are laying off. Nurses are getting laid off. Let me say that again. Nurses are getting laid off. School teachers are getting laid off. Traditionally, two fields that never had to worry about being laid off or were traditionally termed recession-proof. There's no such thing as recession-proof. Police officers are getting laid off. Firemen are getting laid off, and they're shutting down firehouses across the country. That's how deep this thing is. So for those of you who watch this channel and you understand that, take hope. Because going back to what I was talking about earlier, when I was studying early in the year, there was a lot of people that became quite wealthy during the Great Depression. What we're going through now, I think is coming close, but I don't think it's going to be as bad. I think it's going to look much worse because we have a larger population. But you can make it, you can build stuff, and you can serve your fellow man. Now, there's something I started doing in efforts to be a good person. I don't do it every day, but a lot of times when I go out and, you know, I'm at the Waffle House or whatever, when I'm checking out, if I see somebody, I don't care who it is, you know, usually I go towards someone who's kind of impoverished or they're looking like they're having a bad day. And I'm like, hey, what's your check? Give me your check. Just pay their bill and bounce. Am I saving the world? No. But I'm trying to do something for someone I don't know. For us to build, we've got to get past this. It's all about me, 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 me. That has killed this country, and that's what's put us in the mess that we are. Because there's many people in the Occupy Wall Street movement who are lazy as fuck. They got there because they made some piss poor decisions. Now they want someone to save their ass. Then there's another group of people, did the right things, went to school, and it didn't work out because the system changed on them. I understand. But let's be really honest. This country had many laws, provisions, and bills that would have prevented this shit because nobody gave a shit because it wasn't impacting, number one, that's right, the motherfucker you see in the mirror every morning. You didn't give a damn. Didn't really care. But now it's slapping you upside the head. Oh no, we must change the laws. We got to do something. We needed to do something a long time ago. At my count, 2 to 3 decades ago, we needed to do something. But now it's like a crisis. It's always been a crisis. Just didn't impact you, so you didn't give a damn. Now, if you're watching this channel and you're ready to change your life, these are some of the things that you need to do. You got to take full accountability of your life. Because before you build an apple tree, you got to know where you are. And you have to be honest. When you mess up, say you messed up. That gives you power. That does not hurt you. Many people want to go ahead and say, nah, you know, it's someone else's fault. Look at what's happening to Joe Paterno. He tried to do the right thing, but he didn't go far enough. And a brilliant legacy is tarnished forever. When you say Joe Paterno, you're going to think child molester, child predator. Those are now forever, irrevocably linked. Because he didn't go far enough. And that's the thing. You're going to have to go far enough. You're going to probably have to work harder than you ever worked in your life to build this apple tree. And understand, you are not going to get huge riches. I'm here to prepare you. It's not going to happen. You're not going to work 40, 60, 70 hours a week and make 100, 150. It's not going to happen. But if you start building an apple tree, you manage your money, you do well, you will ride this thing out while many others will not. Let me say that again. You'll be able to ride this thing out while others won't. Get used to working hard. Get used to saving. Get used to managing your money and your resources wisely now. I feel we have another 2 to 3 years before this thing really hits. Because I'm looking at the markets and everything. And, you know, all predictions are just predictions based on, you know, whatever can happen. One of the reasons I divested myself of a lot of liabilities and bullshit. I mean, I am very lean. I could pack up and move to London tomorrow if I needed to. Because I don't have all this stuff surrounding me and holding me down. So understand, in building your apple tree and collecting your data and building a business, you're going to have to lean out. You're going to have to let some stuff go. It's holding you back. I had a lady that wanted to take my course, but she could not find the money. You know, and she, you know, when I used to answer a lot of emails, which I'm getting back to since I now have help, we went back and forth, and I hit her with these few questions. So, what do you have in your house that you don't need? And she said, I need everything. Then, you know, I'm going to give this dude a shout out because he was a great interrogator. His name is Mason Autry. He's the guy that hired me when I worked for Rent-A-Crate. And Mason would ask all these questions. He'd hit you a question. He was very, very, very thorough. And it taught me to be thorough. So I didn't ask just a question. Oh, she said, no, I don't have anything in the house. I said, do you have an extra car? Do you have a storage unit? Do you have? She said, well, I inherited my mother's house and it's just been sitting. You know, it's paid for and I just paid the taxes. It's full of furniture. I was like, excuse me, let me get this straight. You're watching my channel, talking to me, and you have a house full of potential antiques or older vintage stuff, and it's just sitting? and you're paying taxes on it, but you need money, what's the problem? Are you not in a position to deal with your parents' death? Is that the reason you can't go there, or what is it? She said, well, that's kind of part of it, and it's a lot of stuff. So just talking to her, just talking to her, and just talking to her. She got there, she went in there. Long story short, when she sold everything, she made $50,000 off the stuff that was in their house. And this helper was talking about, yeah, I'm talking about you because you watch the channel. I'm talking about you. You talking about you didn't have no money. Open your mind. There are people who have resources, attribute. You have all kinds of stuff that can help you, but because you want to do it your way at 12 o'clock with the moon shining and a duck bringing you a glass of Chardonnay, because see, that's another reason people aren't successful. They want not only the success, but they want the success to happen in a predetermined plan. And if any of those things are disturbed, they're not happy and they don't want it. They don't want it. Cracks me up. But this is the type of stuff that's going on. So start building an apple tree. Started, actually looking out for your fellow man. That's a big part of it. I am not a big believer in karma. Because, usually when you hear about karma, it's because you did something wrong and the expectation is that something bad's going to come back to you. I actually believe in reciprocity, which is much larger. It's like for every little deed you do, it counts. For every bad thing you do, it counts. It's not just, ooh, it's karma, bad karma. Because you only hear about it in terms of adversity. You don't hear about it when you talk about good stuff. So with reciprocity, the more that you put out into the world, the more that you're going to get back. In the Bible, the more that you sow, the more that you're going to reap. And I found that to be very true because one of the people that I bought breakfast for, and it was nothing, it was like $9, left some money for 5 other people. It just blew my mind. She's like, the waitress was like, oh, hey, you made her day and she did this and she came back and she just wants to help other people. I don't even know this woman. But the thing is, a little deed did a lot. So, some people are not successful because they're fucking selfish. Extremely selfish. It's all, like I said, you got to let this me stuff go. Because that's, like I said earlier, is the reason that this country is the way that it is. What we have here is money comes in and it goes here, 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 here. There is no sense of community. It's developing because those people are staying in tents and sleeping out there and they're actually talking. They're like, hey, this guy's not really that much different from me, nor is this guy. But I'm going to do a lot more segments on this, and just to let you know, there's a lot more stuff that's coming to help you learn how to make money with the tools and things that you have right where you are. All right, this is Glendon with Making Money with Storage Unit Auctions.